Testing, testing, testing. Hey, good morning, good morning. Again, please let me know if you're able to hear me in the chat, guys. Hey, good morning, everyone. Again, please let me know if you're able to hear me in the chat. Okay. Again, good morning, guys. Please let me know if you're able to hear me in the chat. We have 3 minutes until news. Hey, good morning, Nikki. Can you hear me okay? Am I coming through loud and clear or am I choppy? And are you able to see the screen? Is it giving any lagginess or is it fine? All right, guys, things are about to rock and roll. We got 1 minute left till news. All right, perfect. So let's look at it. Here's Forex Factory, 22 seconds on the clock, guys. Again, PPI month over month and core PPI month over month. They're expecting it to go down. Again, change in the price of finished goods and services sold by producers, excluding food and energy is the core. And then obviously including food and energy is the regular one. But here we go. So all expecting it to be lower. And look, dollar has tanked, or at least it's falling right now. And it's doing exactly what it should have done out of the manipulation. Took out the highs, tapped this fair value gap, this order block, and this order block, and now it is falling. But we see that we have this major support level here. Well, not major, but a support level here where there's some liquidity. So again, this may just be a knee-jerk reaction. So we got to be extremely careful, guys. So this is why you don't pull the trigger right when news is released. You wait a little bit, roughly 15 to 30 minutes, sometimes even up to an hour, just to get all the knee-jerk reaction out of the way. And then you can clearly see what price really wanted to do, right? It's just true intentions. But as of right now, we're just going to kind of stare at the dollar for a little bit and see what it is, with news being negative, all right? So that should cause the dollar to continue to fall, right? It came out lower than expected. And if we look at the effect, it says actual greater than forecasted is good. The actual was not greater than the forecasted, all right, guys? It was less than the forecasted. So this should be bad news for the dollar, all right? And again, so far we've got a nice little push down, but I want to see us. We've just basically swept the lows here of the structure in the Asian session, but we have this low to break to know that we are falling for good. All right, so I'll take you guys to a higher time frame. All right, because we're on the 15-minute looking at that. And now here you guys can see, really let's go 4 hour, that the dollar made a big push down and then it made a move up. So this move up technically is just the pullback to this move down. All right, so we should now start getting the move to continue going down, especially with bad news. But that's not always the case. All right, so we got to just be a little patient and see whether or not price is actually going to break below this support area right here. If it does, then we possibly could be headed down for the rest of the day, but we got a lot of stop signs underneath it that we got to take into consideration, guys. These are all areas of what we call liquidity, all right, because they are swing points where most people would have bought from to try to, go long. And again, buying from here, going long, buying from here, going long. So their stops are all behind these areas. And when you have stops, in the market, that's basically money that the market makers and the institutions can go and get. All right. So that's why we call these areas liquidity areas. All right. So price is going to pretty much, seek out this liquidity. And as it's doing that, obviously it's going to be falling, which kind of lines up with what the news results were. But you can see right now, we're not really pushing down heavily, right? So we're not getting a lot of momentum to the downside or volatility. We're now getting some rejection after taking out, this low structure here. So we may start to head up, but we won't really know unless we get to a lower time frame, like the 15-minute, and just kind of wait to see, what price does in the next 15 to 30 minutes, right? So unfortunately, we got to wait on our hands, and that's just the way it is in the Forex market, right? A lot of people like to, be very itchy about trading, right? No matter when they're in there, they just got to push a button, and that's not what we do. All right, we wait for our setup, we wait for our confirmation, we wait for our patterns, we wait for certain certain things to line up to tell us, hey, it's ready to go. All right, and right now it's not ready to go. All right, but we are pushing down a little more, So let's go and take a look at some of the other things correlated with the dollar falling. All right. And that would be gold. Gold typically rises when the dollar falls. And let me just make sure this looks about right. The high and the low, that looks good. So now you can see that we've created some equal lows right here. Okay. And we have this order block sitting down here. But we're coming up against the high of yesterday. All right. So it's not convincing that it will rise completely just yet, because we see that we have price coming down and then sideways, and it's just starting to rise. But it needs to break above this area, because you can see that the last time price got this high, it fell. So price can still get up to this high and fall. All right. It may not even reach that high, because we got a fair value gap and we have yesterday's high, which it can respect before it even gets to this high. All right, guys. So there's a lot of things to consider as you're analyzing a particular pair or asset, right? That you want to trade to get into the trade. All right. So it's not just show up and push a button. You have to understand a lot of the logic behind, what we call price action and market structure. And if you don't understand that, then you might as well hang it up, because you're just going to be confused and doing things off your feelings, and that's not going to make you a profitable trader whatsoever. All right. So for now, really nothing's really going on. Just a little push down on the dollar, right, and a little push up on gold, but it's just nothing right now, guys. So we're going to skim through a few of the pairs just to see which ones look the best. All right, let's take a look at some of our indices, and we'll see what it's setting up to be. All right, so here on NAS, all right, sorry about that. All right, here on NAS on the 4-hour, again, looks like NAS is trying to make a push up, and that is because the dollar news came out bad, so the dollar should fall, causing NAS to rise. But let's get down to the lower time frame, really get some details, and we can see that even though NAS is trying to rise, it has to get above this little wick, all right, which was that last high point before NAS kind of started falling. All right, so again, it's always looking at structure, figuring out where we have these swing points or these high points or these swing points where we have low points, and seeing whether or not candles have broken above them or below them to give us some kind of indication that price is going to continue rising or potentially continue to fall. All right, so again, just a moment of being patient and waiting for that to play out. Then you make your move. That's how that is supposed to go. All right. Some people may look at this and say, "Oh, it's going to go up. I'm just going to buy it anyway." All right. So they will buy it, but then it never really gets out of this resistance area, and then it turns around, and then they're pissed and they're wondering why it didn't work out, and that's the reason, right? A lot of times they don't want to hear that, right? No accountability, because there was no patience, right? There was no real understanding of the psychology and the logistics that go behind trading, right? They don't want to admit to that. So again, they don't want to hear pretty much anything as to why they lost, right? There is, at that point, Forex is a scam. You understand? So that's how that goes. But right now, again, things are slowly, trying to develop into what we expect, right? Which is now, NAS pushing up because it did break above the high of yesterday, right? So it went up, but then it quickly reversed. So this was a false break, all right? We did not respect this area or this high as support and then rise, right? We disrespected it by coming back below it and then, getting lower. All right. But now we're trying one more time. We just now, as with the news, we broke above this high. All right. the high of yesterday. So now we need to see it respected as resistance, I mean as support, and then the bulls need to show up and we should be more confident in buying it at that point. All right, but we'll go take a look at a few more things. And again, guys, if there's any pair that you guys want to take a look at, please go ahead and pop it in the chat, and we'll take a look at it. All right. So looking at SPY. All right, same deal with SPY. And again, if you guys watch my weekly watch list, I've already called this out to where SPY looked like it wanted to rise. And right now, it actually looks good for a buy right now. All right, so I'm just stretching this fair value gap out. We never really came back to test this, but let's get an alert on the top of this. And I may very well take SPY right now just because we have a break of yesterday's high, right? We broke above it, and we didn't really kind of come back down to that fair value gap. We respected it as support, which is what I was mentioning about NAS, or what NAS should have done, but it did not do. It didn't respect it as support, and then the bull showed up, and now we even have a higher low with a bullish engulfing candle that's developing right now. So honestly, I would like to take a position long on SPY with my stop right below this low, actually below this fair value gap, and really below the low of yesterday, because there's a lot going on here. That price can easily kind of dip down in here and then go up. But honestly, I'm not going to take this deep of a position. This is 226 points on SPY, and that's not what I want, right? So I'll bring it back, and there it is, 60 points. And then I'll aim for the very high, which will be 180 points. So I have a 1 to 3. I could probably push it up to the line, and there we go. I'm risking $1 to make $3, right? So risking $60 to make basically 182. I'll take that any day of the week. All right. So this is what SPY is looking like right now, and I'm really tempted to take it right now. But let me take a look at the dollar really quick just to see what's actually going on. All right, dollar's starting to push down past that swing low, guys. So we're getting, that momentum. But once again, guys, whenever we just broke lows, right? So these are all lows. This is a low, right? And this is a low, right? We're talking previous lows. So with that being said, you can always expect a pullback, all right? Something like this, or maybe even a little deeper, all right, before we continue to fall. So this is where a lot of people see this and they sell, right? Because that's what the momentum is showing you right now. And when you go with that, it's almost like a trap, right? Sometimes it can just keep falling, right? But logistically, if you guys look at this, the market goes down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up, down, up, down, right? It keeps doing that. So why would you not take that into consideration, that that's what even makes up a market, is price moving up and down, not just continuously down and not just continuously up. All right. So just with that logic alone, guys, that should be enough to, convince you that there will be some sort of pullback, right, to balance price out, or not really balance it out, but just to, make it to where we have buyers and sellers showing up, in this market, right? So anybody who sold happen to sell the dollar from here, right? Whether they're trading futures or what have you, right? They sold it from here. They made money. And now, because it's pushed down a little bit and it's at a support area, look how it's rejecting this area, right? So it swept that liquidity and now it's rejecting it. It's showing you that buyers are in the market at this support area. Again, that's what happened before. When we were in this area, buyers showed up and they pushed it all the way up. So that is a possibility here, right? We don't know how far up it's going to go, but we can see structure where there's levels here. This is how high it's gotten, right? Since it's dropped. It's just that simple, guys. All right. So now, again, waiting for price to give us some sort of pullback, right? Probably to the area that it broke right about here. All right, and if we get that and then we get a bear candle, okay, at that point, I've seen enough. And I know that you guys are ready to rock and roll and you're ready to fall. That's where I'm going to end up buying gold, buying SPY, buying NAS, you know, those things. All right. So again, if you got any questions about that, please let me know and I'll break it down a little more. All right. But still, right now, you know, we're just waiting, guys. So hang tight and let's see what we got. All right, yep, gold not doing too much. All right, oil. All right, oil looking like it's probably getting ready to fall. All right, but it can rise as well. So it's very tricky situation. All right, but looking at it from the 4 hour, and there we go. We can see that we broke above this high here, and then we made a new high. But we're inside of a fair value gap to the left. So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. Okay, there we go. So price could easily start to fall down from this area, but we can also break out of here and continue to rise. So it's very tricky. But looking at it from, again, a higher time frame, you can see we had a major push down, right? We pull back, drop down again, and now this major push up is giving us our change of character, where we're no longer making lower lows and lower highs. We've just made a new high, so we'll push down a little bit to potentially make a higher low, and then we'll go and try to seek out this swing high to make that higher high. All right. Hopefully you guys were following me with that. All right. Either way, I can kind of clean this up. I don't need this, and I don't need this anymore. All right. So that is oil. Looks like we had NAS go off. So we'll get down to that 15-minute time frame and look at that. Do you see what I'm talking about? Just what we mentioned before, guys, where price was pushing up and people see that and then they buy it, right? This is why I did not buy NAS yet, because I understand the logic, guys, and you can too, right? If you rock with me, all right? Forexwithbain.com. Please go ahead and, you know, just check me out. Click on the link for the Discord and we, you know, get in there, right? Get this education, get this money. It's here for you, all right? You don't want to be in traffic? Holla at me, all right? You don't want to have to deal with your boss? Come see me, all right? It's where you want to be, guys. I'm telling you, all right? But again, it pushed up, right? It did not break. It just swept it, right? So now this is giving me some kind of vibes that maybe the dollar might rise, all right? So let's go and take a look at the dollar. We know that it was falling, but it was just sweeping some lows. And look, it swept this low. It grabbed that liquidity, and now we could be possibly headed to the upside. We don't know yet. Again, we know a pullback is expected, which will cause it to go up, but we don't really know if it's going to go up or down yet, right? So really, guys, there's a lot going on with the dollar, you know, just moving slowly at the moment. So it's going to cause a lot of people to just be patient and wait and to see like what it's really going to do. But we got a little indication that, hey, it wants to fall. The news is bad, and the structure on the higher time frame is down. So overall, we are expecting the dollar to fall, but we got to be able to catch it on, you know, from a logistical standpoint, where we really know, okay, what is showing us on the chart now means that it really wants to go and fall. All right, but it's really trying to break, but we'll see. And then gold, right? So now it broke this fair value gap. If it respects it as support, and then we get a bull candle to break above this high, chances are we're going to start rising on gold. Let's look at gold from a higher time frame, and you can see it's not really that convincing. There's a lot of resistance on, you know, if gold wants to rise up, you know, it's going to have a hard time just trying to break through this resistance level. Not saying that it can't, but, you know, it'll stall a little bit, it'll go sideways a little bit, and then maybe it'll just break through. It all depends. But you can see we've already had a major rise up, guys. So don't be surprised if we get a nice drop down, all right? But we all got to wait to see, you know, pretty much what it's going to be, all right? And here, all right, so again, dollars breaking, getting lower, all right? Now that candle hasn't actually broke below yet, so we don't call this an official break. It's just like how it was previously on this previous candle. It pushed down like it was going to break it, but it never did. It closed back above that line. So this candle can do the same exact thing. And if we start getting a lot of rejection here, that's going to be a sign that possibly we're going to get that pullback where the bulls are going to, push up. All right. So far, it's creating a little bit of a fair value gap to the downside right here. All right. Because this candle's not closed yet, we got 10 minutes left. Right. Once it closes, if it closes with this fair value gap, guys, then chances are, we'll come back to touch this fair value gap, and then we'll definitely drop on the dollar at that point. And again, guys, you want to be looking at buying gold, all right, buying silver, all right. I'm already in a buy on silver, all right, because silver gave me a nice break, a nice retest, and then I bought it. So I was up in profit. It came down, it played around, and now I'm back in profit a little bit on silver, right? And I have it, my stop loss just a little bit below this low, this swing, and this fair value gap. So I'm expecting, silver to, continue to rise and take out liquidity from this high. But really, I'm aiming for the high above it, right? But still, it's looking pretty good. We got a change of character from making lower lows and lower highs. Broke that trend line, which is a dead giveaway of a structure change from down to up, right? And now we started rising up. We pushed back, rose up, pushed back. So again, we should get a rise up next. All right, so silver is looking like a very nice go-to play, right? When things, start moving, right? Because I don't want to keep you guys all morning if nothing's really, popping off, right? And again, it's best to join my Discord because that's where I keep everybody posted throughout the day on what's going on. So you can go through your day and, just get the notifications from me like, hey, all right, it's ready to go, right? And then we get focused and we get serious and we make sure that we don't over leverage, right? We make sure that we have our stop losses set. And we sit back, relax, and enjoy our profits, right? That's how that goes. All right. So again, gold and silver most likely going to rise. Oil has the potential of rising. All right, but you got to be careful because it's at a major resistance area right now. Plus, it's already made a major move up. So you just don't know. All right, it can still go. Just gotta wait. Um, Odd dollar. All right. Looks very bullish. All right. Yep. I can see our dollar pushing up. All right. And I've already called this out to the team. And we should be in profit on this. But here out the Asian session, we took out the high. We pulled back into this fair value gap. We got a nice bullish engulfing candle, guys. So to be honest with you, I'm going to buy our dollar right now. Because it's met a lot of criteria that I wanted to see for it to rise. And then even when I look at it on a higher time frame, you guys can see the transition of what happened with the odd dollar. It's getting ready to explode, guys. Odd dollar is the play of the day. All right. So again, here, just a nice little break of a trend line right about there. So all of this was lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. And then all of a sudden, we broke that trend line and we broke all of these highs, right? Right about here. All right. And from that, we pulled, made a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And guys, we're about to take off on the odd dollar. So enough talking. Let's get down to the 15-minute. And I'm hitting buy. All right, before I miss out. Oh, man, hold on one sec. All right, here we go. Oh, so I was already in it, and it brought my position down here. So my team brought it down here. And again, we're up already. So we're up 28 pips, but I'm going to take my profit on it, and then I'm just going to purchase it again right here. Stop loss is going to go behind this low, and that is for just 25 pips, guys. All right. Taking my take profit about 75. I know that's going to give me a 1 or 2. And let's go out. and see where that 75 pips is. All right, so it's right about here, but I'm cranking it up, guys, all the way here, right, to this high. And that's giving me 168 pips on the odd dollar. That's a risk to reward of 1 to 7, guys. I'm telling y'all, odd dollar looks beautiful. So please go ahead and purchase it now. If you guys need the numbers, let me know and I will pop them in the chat. But it's basically a 25 pip stop loss for 168 pip take profit. All right. So please do not over leverage. Put in the right lot size so you can survive any kind of pullback, any kind of drawdown without your account being blown or you being kicked out of your trade. All right. Again, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for me. Okay, this is kind of far out the way, so I'll get it out the way. And this is as well. All right, so this is technically all I need. Okay, and let's take a look at the dollar. All right, dollar did not break. So just like before, it's still respecting it. All right, so this odd dollar may not play out, right? But the structure is still very bullish and I like it. So I'm taking it. And again, I'm only risking 25 pips. So in the grand scheme of things, that's, a low risk on any, kind of trade. All right. Now, because things are moving slow, guys, and we're at the top of the hour, I won't keep you, right? We'll definitely pick this up, in my Discord. And again, you guys can tap in with me to, kind of see how things are going. But I want to open it up to any questions, comments, or concerns. Anything, any pairs that you guys want to take a look at, let me know. Again, we can take a look at it. But for now, things are just taking its time. All right. But dollars should fall from a news perspective as well as a technical perspective on the chart. And then again, things like gold and silver should rise. Odd dollars should rise as well as all its brothers and sisters, euro dollar, pound dollar, New Zealand dollar. And then these pairs, the dollar-based pairs, should fall. Dollar CAD should fall, which is already doing, right? It did it another textbook Asian session manipulation, right? Consolidated, took out the low, pulled back to a fair value gap, and gave us a bearish engulfing candle, and now it's falling. So again, looking at it from a higher time frame, you know, uh, it could reverse, but the overall structure is down. So we may fall on dollar CAD. Oh, USD CHF is looking like money for a fall, as well as USD JPY, looking very good for another fall. So guys, we got a lot to take advantage of as the day progresses. But because it's moving so slow, who knows? It may be waiting for CPI tomorrow, which again, I'll be live and, walk you guys through that. I think that's really what it's going to be. Is just waiting on CPI, and then it's going to show out for sure. All right. So just get ready for it. Starting tomorrow with that CPI news. Just kind of setting things off ablaze. You know what I mean? But again, any questions, any comments, any concerns whatsoever, guys? All right, going once, going twice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining me this morning. Again, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. But again, if you want to follow, how things are going to go throughout the rest of the day, come and join the Discord. All right, forexwithbain.com. Click on the link there and be a part of the team and make the dream come true. All right. Meantime, in between time, y'all be safe out there and have a great morning. All right. Peace.